Alright, welcome to part 2 of the 2003 Sentra SER. Bad engine. Took bad engine out. Waiting for donor engine. But in the meantime, I got stuff to take off of this one. So I pulled the whole wiring harness out of the cab, out through the firewall. That way all I have to do is just unbolt it off these, set it to the side, and then I can bolt it back on to the donor motor. And I have more room to take the manifold off, and, well, the manifold and cat, because it's all one piece. Also, I'm mocking it up to fit on the engine stand. That way when I get the donor motor, those will line up and everything will be just fine. Won't have to fuck with it too much. And I'm also taking the time to get familiar with this timing setup on this motor, because there's like there's an oil pan, and then there's another part of the oil pan, and then there's this big cover behind all this. So before I rip into the donor motor and start putting in a timing chain and guide kit, I feel like I should get familiar with how it's all set up and, you know, getting it into time and whatnot. And I'm also curious to see if this engine jump time, because we have like 0 to no compression. Well, we have like 55 pounds was our lowest and 70 pounds was our 70 pounds was the most we got out of the cylinder 1. Cylinder 4 was 55. Thank God for this beaut. I can't tell you how many engines I pulled with it. My dad's pulled with it. It's definitely an awesome thing to have. Plus I can move it from beam or whatever beam I want, which some of you probably already knew that. It's probably self-explanatory. Some of you probably didn't know that. So, all right, time to get that flex plate off, get this thing lifted in the air, and get this rigged up. Well, I kind of screwed up on this video, got distracted. The neighbor called, asking about her car, and then my dad showed up, and he was kind of hanging out. He was in his good clothes, so he really couldn't do anything, but he wanted to. But where we left off, the engine was hanging there. Now it's right here in pieces. So pretty cool, you know, 2-piece oil pan. There's your oil pump bolted into your timing chain cover, which I didn't realize that was going to be one solid piece. I thought that was the oil pump, but it's not. I think it's some type of balancer, counterbalancer, or some shit. I'm just figuring out about this engine as we go. You know, still waiting on the donor motor, so why not get fucking familiar with it? But I could tell Dad wanted to know what's going on underneath his head, and, you know, how the valves were and how this is all set up and this, that, and the other. And hey, he's retired. This is his shop or garage or whatever. You know, it's not somewhere where we work and do business out of, but it's just we fix our own shit and help some people out in need, you know, every once in a while. But yeah, we're gonna tear this thing. I'm gonna tear this thing all the way down to the pistons, all the way down. I'm gonna pull pistons and everything. 'Cause why not? Pretty much every motor that I've ever swapped in this shop, I've taken a piston out of. So might as well add one more. It's a shame, man. 53,000. Didn't even make it to 53,000, and it's fucking blowed. But I'm gonna leave all this shit here, and I'm gonna come back tomorrow, and me and Dad are gonna mess with this.